Hello yogis, welcome back to another yoga practice. My name is Naomi and today we are doing Yin Yoga for when you're feeling sick. So this is a really nice practice that if you're feeling sick and you want to just gently move your body, then this is a really nice practice to do. Also make sure you have a tissue around, and you might need a bolster and a block for this practice, or maybe a pillow or something else like a blanket you have around. And if you like, you can also add essential oils to this practice. I'm using eucalyptus today. I put a few drops in a diffuser, and you can also apply a few drops on your chest and then rub it around, and it can really help support your breathing, and the scent is just really good. So it's always nice to add essential oils to your practice. So you can add this to your practice if you like to. Otherwise, just grab your mat, put on something comfortable, and let's get started. So we are going to start with a straddle pose. So you can just use the longer side of your mat and then open up the legs to the side. So for this one, it's really nice to sit up a little bit higher if you have a blanket, because then you have more space in the hips to bend forward and keep your spine a little bit straighter. There are a few options for this one. If you're in this posture right now and you just want to fall down, just stay here, that's all. But if you need some adjustments, some options, you can use an option to just bend the knees a little bit deeper and then bend forward. Or you can just use your props, maybe two blocks, or maybe a block and a blanket or a pillow if you have that, and then you can also fold forward. So that's a really nice option to take as well. Otherwise, maybe you want to sit up on a pillow or a bolster if a blanket is not high enough for you. So if you're really round in your spine, then please sit up a little bit higher. It will definitely be more comfortable in the posture. And other options are to fold forward. Maybe support your chin or your forehead, or maybe place your props on top of each other and then maybe rest your forehead there. So those are some things you can do if you want to be a little bit more comfortable in the posture. You can always try it out and can always make an adjustment if you need to. And before I get in this posture, I like to create space. So breathe in and lift up the arms, create space in your spine, and then fold forward and down. You can grab your ankles if you like, or maybe your big toes, and maybe you're there. We're going to stay here for 3 minutes, and if you were already in here, then it might be 4. So just make any adjustments if you need to. Let's see if you can just keep your body still when you're in the posture. And check in your body. Do you feel tension in your shoulders or your neck? Can you soften in your body? And check in with your breath. Are you still breathing? Maybe you can deepen the breath. And see if you can feel any sensations that change when you breathe in and when you breathe out. You might feel the sensations become more intense when you breathe in. And when you breathe out, you might feel a little more of a release. Just 1 more minute. Try to sink a little bit deeper on your out breath. And slowly breathe in. And on your out breath, you can walk the hands back up, and then you can bend the knees and come out of the posture. So we're moving into deer pose. So you can place the soles of the feet together, and then you can grab your pillow or your bolster and place it on the left side of your hip. And you really want to bring it really close. So then you can bend the right knee, bring the right foot away from the body, so you're rotating your right hip inwards, inwards, and then make 90 degrees of your knees. So maybe it's possible to bring the feet away from each other as much as you can. Then you can place your bolster closer to the hip. So you really want to make sure that your prop is touching your hip or your upper thigh. For some people it might be the upper thigh, because then you have more support. So then you can rotate your torso over your bolster, and then you just lay down. If this is too low for you, you can always support it and make it a little bit higher, because if you're really snotty, then you might want to support the chest or lift the chest up a little bit higher. So that is an option. And if you don't have a bolster or anything, you can do it without. And then you can just fold over the front leg. So instead of really going to the back, so rotating, you might want to just fold over the front leg. And then you feel that one more on the inside of the left hip. Yeah. So those are your options. And it's a really relaxing posture. You might not feel so much. That's fine. We're going to relax now. We're going to stay here for 3 minutes. So if you have more space, you can place the right cheek on your bolster or your pillow. And if that is not comfortable for your neck, just place your left cheek on your pillow. And I always like to bring my right foot or my right leg as far away from my body as I can. So I have more of a sensation and twist in my spine. And just breathe into your belly. Make sure you're not resting too much on your shoulders. So maybe reach out the arms a little bit more above you. You want to make sure gravity is doing the work instead of supporting on the arms. We're going to stay here for 1 more minute. Slowly breathe in, and on your out breath you can bring yourself back up, and then you can bring your prop to the other side. So we are moving onto the other side, repeating the same thing. Place your bolster on the right side of your hip or upper thigh, then open up the knees as far as you can, 90 degrees if possible, or even wider. And then fold down over your bolster. And maybe use any options you took on the other side. And then we are going to stay here for another 3 minutes. If you have more space, then place the left cheek on the pillow, bolster, or whatever you have around. It's a really nice posture for a little twist in the spine, but also for massaging the organs. And that's why it's really nice to breathe in deeper into your belly and push your belly towards your prop. Try to really surrender to this relaxation. Just 1 more minute. And slowly breathe in. And on your out breath, you can bring yourself back up and remove your props. Bring them to the side, and then you can bend the knees. You can walk the feet into yourself as much as you can. Then grab a hold of your chins, and you can make yourself as small as you can. You want to reach your forehead to your knees. If you can place it there. If you cannot place your forehead on the knees, then just try to. And that's more than enough. We're just staying here in angel pose for 1 minute. And try to relax your shoulders and your neck. And breathe into your belly. And slowly breathe in. And on your out breath, lift your head back up and let go of your legs. Okay, you're moving into a cat-cow posture to wake up the spine a little. So you can come on the hands and on the knees. It's always a good idea to just do some cat-cows. Always feels nice. So place the hands below the shoulders and the knees below the hips. Then let your belly drop and open up your chest. Look up, breathe in. And on your out breath, you can round your spine as much as you can. So push your hands into the floor. Bring your chin towards your chest. Push yourself away. And then breathe in and look up. And open up your chest again. Breathe out and round your spine. Really push yourself away. One more time, breathe in and look up. And on your out breath, one more time, round your spine, push yourself away from the floor. And then you come back into a neutral spine. So from here you can come into your downward facing dog. We're not staying here for too long. So curl your toes into the floor and lift the hips up and back. Make sure the hands are shoulder width apart and the feet are hip width apart. Push your heels towards the floor. Rotate your shoulders away from the ears. And maybe you can sink your chest down towards the floor a little bit more. If you like, you can always bend one knee and then push your other heel towards the floor to just stretch out the hamstrings if you like that. And then just take a deep breath in, breathe out. And then you can walk the hands towards your feet. And then you can stay here in dangling pose for 2 minutes. You can grab your elbows. You can also just let go of the arms. This is a posture you really feel in your lower back and maybe the hamstrings as well. You can bend the knees a little bit deeper. You can keep them straight. That's all fine. If this is really, really intense, you can bend the knees and place your elbows on top of your knee, upper thighs. And otherwise, you can also use the wall and place your hands on the wall and maybe support yourself there as well. I like to sway from side to side in this posture. But make sure your whole upper body is relaxed. So your neck and your shoulders, your head. One more minute. You might need your tissue for this posture. Try to surrender to these sensations. Slowly breathe in and breathe out. You can walk the hands forward again. Come back into your downward facing dog. Take in one more deep breath in and out. And then come back on the knees. And then we're moving into our last posture, which is called butterfly. So come sit down on your sitting bones. You might want to sit up a little bit higher on a blanket. And you can place the soles of the feet together, let the knees fall down to the side. And you might want to support the knees with your pillow or your prop, something you have around, if these sensations are too much. So you can place your hands around the ankles, breathe in, open up your chest, lift up. And on your out breath, you can fold forward and down. So bring your nose towards your feet, and maybe you're here. If you have space, if you like to, you can use your block and place it under the forehead. But if you're not there, if you're not even close, then that's fine. Just stay where you are. If your spine is hurting during the posture, you can also sit up a little bit higher. Keep your spine a little bit straighter, and that might be helpful. We're just going to stay here for 3 minutes. Breathe into your hips. Breathe into those sensations you're feeling right now. Keep following your breath. Make sure you're not doing too much in these Yin Yoga postures. So you always want to be around 80% of your capacity in the posture. So if you're feeling too much pain, you're in too deep. So soften a little bit more or make an adjustment. Take a deep breath in, and on your out breath you can slowly bring yourself back up, remove your props, and you can bring the knees back together again. You can do a few windshield wipers. So you can place the feet around mat width apart or maybe even wider, hands behind your spine. And then just drop one knee to the middle and feel your hips rotate inwards again. And feel them hopefully relax a little. And you can hold this as long as you want. If it feels relaxed, you can switch to the other side one more time. And last time. And then you can slowly come back into a cross-legged position. So I hope you enjoyed this practice today. Let me know in the comments if you liked it. Give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit the notification bell because I post new videos every Monday and Friday. Until next time, place your hands together, breathe in, and breathe out. Namaste.